I'm gonna have to tell somebody at some point.
Here we are.
All they do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All they do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All they do is talk, talk.
Will you sit down and stay still, you wiggly worm, you? This is Shanti Niven, and
David Lofi.
on Talk Talk, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And tonight's subject,
Thursday.
we're going to be, pardon?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. It's
It is.
Thursday. This is the day you all chose. So don't complain about Thursday, because this is the day you guys chose. We're just following along with you, and this is going to stay Thursday for the next little while. Tonight's subject is being single and lonely, not necessarily just being single and lonely, just being lonely, and especially over the holidays and what that feels like. And the reason why we chose to do this show tonight is because a lot of people, surprisingly, are lonely, right, David?
Right? Yeah. There's a lot of lonely people out there.
A lot of lonely people. I think there's a song about that.
Yep.
Hi, Kelly.
For all the lonely. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you for joining the show. Say hi if you've popped in and you are watching the show. Say hi, say hello. And what are we doing tonight? Are we giving you hearts tonight, David?
Hello, Catherine.
Hi.
Whatever you want to do. If you want to do hearts, you can do hearts. If you want to do the thumbs up, you can have the thumbs up. It's up to you. I'm going to give you that choice. I think I get.
You know what? I like hearts because I'm the queen of hearts. Give me a heart. Little heart. See? Little heart.
Isn't that sweet?
So if you want to say hi to me and you want to say, you want to give me a thumbs up, give me a heart. And if you like David Lofi, give him a thumbs up. And if you like us both, just give us a laughy face. Hi, Brian. Good to see you online. So yeah, tonight we're talking about loneliness. And if you are joining us on the show and you've had an experience of loneliness, share it with us. Hi, John. Our team is getting on. That is fantastic.
Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan. There we go. My boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's supporting me.
Right, he's there.
He's there. No pressure, right, Dan? All right. Okay, so we're talking about loneliness. Have you ever had an experience of loneliness? Have you been lonely? What did you do? How did you counter it? And I'm just going to kick off by saying that I have experienced the feeling of it, but I will say this. There are two words that I absolutely hate with a passion: lonely and bored.
I can agree.
When my son says I'm bored, you know, because teenagers do that quite a lot, I always think, you know what, if you're bored, I'll give you something to do.
Right.
I got a lot of stuff for you to do. I do not understand boredom at all. Like, how can anybody be bored? There's so much to do in this world.
Right. I mean, you make your fun. I don't, you know, I had an opportunity to kind of feel lonely or whatever. And I didn't. I chose to do things, get out, do things, make choices. So.
And that's where I want to just give you a huge.
Jessica, Manny, how you doing?
Huge round of applause, because you know what? David is a good example of that. He was really missing his kid over Christmas.
Oh.
And
so Manny says his donut's over for dinner. That's his son.
He's watching with your little donut. Why did you call him a little donut?
I still never figured that out, but he calls him donut for some reason.
Okay, we got to find the reason for that. Why does Manny call his son donut? Little donut. Okay, we're going to figure that one out. Anyway, so getting back to David Lofi, I'm very proud of you. Now, I just wanted to say I'm very proud of you, because here's the thing. If you are lonely, the way to combat something is, I always say, my son always said at one point, he would say, I have no friends. And I'd say, in order to have friends, be a friend. And I think the same with loneliness. As I mentioned before, what up, Luffy? That's Ranbir Shergill. 2017.
Hey, how are you? I haven't seen him in a while.
2017, I had a very lonely Christmas in hospital, and the entire hospital seemed to just be vacated. And so I'm sitting in this ward all on my own. They had skeleton staff of nurses, and and
Yeah.
I could have felt lonely. But what I did instead was I got permission to go into the children's wards where children couldn't leave. And I entertained children. I had a blast. I had a really good time. So you can choose to be a part of the solution in my mind, and that there are many, many lonely people out there that could do with your company. Now, I'm not talking about elderly people or people who are, there's a huge proportion of elderly people who can't really move around. You can't
Right.
very much. And in their case, a pet is very often
Yeah, they don't have anybody. A lot of them, and some of them really need, I mean, they
yeah.
don't-
So you know what, if you're feeling lonely, get yourself off to a retirement home and
Go play
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
go and listen to their
Go
stories. You
enjoy
might
it for somebody else, right? And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. It's always good to be good to people.
yeah.
So,
So keep on saying, Heidi, hi there, so hi. Hi,
Hi.
Jess, let us know when you come onto the show and share your stories. Have you had an experience with lonely? Do you have a strategy? What do you do when you feel lonely?
don't you have some
Hi,
statistics?
Kelly. I do, and I'm going to share some of these with you. So one of the things I want to share is that loneliness is bad for the health. Do you know that being lonely increases the risk of death by 26%?
Hmm.
26%.
So be alone, but don't be lonely.
Right.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. And up to 32% if you actually live alone.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
32%
bad.
live alone?
32% if you live alone.
Oh.
Now, they say that the risk
Well-
factor for being lonely, no, hold on, David, you're very different because you're social and you're getting out and about. If you have being lonely, the feeling of loneliness and isolation, and I put that video up on Talk about the guy who did the experiment. We cut off all social media, cut off any phone calls. He spent just a
Oh.
week in his apartment.
Right. Mhm.
And by the end of it, he was crying. He started suffering he had mental problems at the end of it. It really had a profound effect on him. They said it's about as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, right? And it's worse than risk factors such as obesity and physical inactivity to be lonely. The risks for heart attack, for cancer, for depression, suicide, all of these things increase just through loneliness. We need social connection. I like this. Kelly Lewis has a great solution, and it's actually one of mine. I turn on loud music and I dance.
I do that too.
Yeah, David knows I do that. He knows that's my
know.
strategy. Pardon?
I said I do that too.
Yeah, it's a good strategy.
It's not really, I just actually I'll turn on music and kind of like rock out. So
The other thing you can do, okay, so we're going to talk tonight about some strategies for loneliness. The number one thing is really a switch in attitude. Instead of
Yep.
saying I'm lonely, say I have some alone time to indulge myself in something. So you can go to have a bubble bath with some candles and read a book. Like, I can't wait to be alone. It's just, I'm so surrounded by people and pulled in so many different directions. I love alone time. And so
Yeah.
if you just, if you think to yourself, I'm lonely, it can feel bad, right? But if you say, I'm alone, I get to spend some time alone.
finally alone.
Right. And David, you're not sitting next to me, so I can't poke
Oh,
you.
so anyway, so make sure you're subscribing and liking our YouTube page. You're here live on Talk, and like, share, subscribe, invite. I was just reading Rambir's message. I opened up one of Bigoli's books and learned a few buzzwords. So Dr. Bigoli was one of our professors at the university. So I thought I was like, what? When I was reading that, sorry. My bad. He's still there. He teaches management information systems, but yeah. Clarissa says, or sing in the car.
and just in case you're wondering what David was saying, well, you're on Talk with David Lofi and Shanti Niven. Yeah, that's where you are.
That's what I said. Didn't I? I didn't say it in that order.
John Blackstone says, last time I turned on loud music and danced, I nearly wrecked the car.
Right? Don't do that while you're driving.
Do not dance while you're driving. They say don't drink and drive. Don't dance. You could get arrested as
You
if
can dance like this.
dancing under the influence. No, that's no.
Don't dance like that. I'm just saying, you know, if you're rocking out in the car, people trip out on me.
By the way, don't dance when you're drunk because you think you can dance well until you watch the video replay, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one, John. Thank you. So, okay, here's the interesting thing in terms of surveying. A recent Cigna survey revealed that nearly half of Americans always or sometimes feel alone, 46%, and 54% feel that they don't, that nobody understands them or knows them well, which is very much coinciding with the upward arc of social media. So as social media is increasing connection, we're decreasing true connection because people pretty much, what they put out on the internet is not very real. So it creates a lot of envy, for example. You know, people live these lavish lifestyles on social media and do all these kind of things. And then we feel deprived. We don't feel like we have the life we want or that somebody else on Instagram has who's traveling to exotic destinations, right?
Yeah, I used to have a shirt that said, only if my life was eventful as I was on Facebook.
Right.
People used to just laugh at it, but it was a funny shirt. I mean, it's true. A lot of people you only get to see the good times or whatever else. Nobody gets to see the, it's hard today or whatever, but even nobody
Right.
gets to see that.
What they say, social media, I can't remember how it used to go. It's like the, you know, but the actors use the reel.
Uh-huh.
So it's all the highlight reel, right?
Right.
All the highlights. You don't see the low moments. We're not so quick to rush out there and share our, you know, all the bad stuff in our life, which is going to bring me to this one little thing that I wanted to say. And I told this to David. I'm pretty open book, actually. I think he'll agree with me on this. He's known me as a very close friend. I am, what you see is what you get. I don't mind sharing personal stuff in my life because I think if it helps others and understand that I have my struggles, David has his struggles, I think it's a good thing. So
we all have struggles. It's never
yeah.
easy.
There's some comments here. Do you want to read some?
Sure. Kelly Lewis says, I love to journal too. I've just rediscovered a passion. That's cool. And we actually have our book that we're going to put together with other people's stories. So
we're creating our own chicken soup for the soul, except it's not going to be chicken soup for the soul. What we really want is we want stories, true stories of your experiences in life. And the first book I think the main theme of it's going to be about overcoming obstacles and challenges. We want to hear about things that you faced, where you have faced challenges and how you overcame those challenges. So we want to provide these stories to give inspiration to other members. And this will be the first of many books that will come out. We will do, joint projects where our members will write the books and we'll offer them on our new website, which will be launched pretty soon, right, David?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So we have, welcome. Kelly said she loves to journal. I find journaling very, very helpful as well. Janelle's online, Catherine Miller.
Janelle says she used to live with her husband who made her feel lonely while he was out till 3 a.m.
Now, I was going to say there's no worse feeling than being lonely with somebody. And I know that feeling in my last marriage. I also had that feeling.
Somebody commented on that earlier in their post when we're talking about loneliness. And it really is a matter of you accepting that loneliness or going out and doing something, changing the loneliness. I mean, if it's...
You know, the funny thing is when you feel lonely, I've had this feeling myself. I went through some grave disappointment after a betrayal by somebody I dearly loved. And I know I was in a state of depression. So I went into what I call, and I had the situation with a stalker that was also very, very grave. And I began to do that I want to be alone thing. I kind of isolated myself in my little turret room and began to write and do a lot of things, but isolating myself. And I eventually got to a stage where, you start to imagine things and it becomes much worse. And then you've got to force yourself out, right, David? And when you go out, you actually feel better, even though you don't want to go out.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Right? You know that feeling, huh?
Yeah, I go out. I mean, kind of. I'm going to go get dinner tonight when I finish with the show.
Now, listen to this. Nearly half of Britons over 65 consider the television or a pet as their main source of companionship.
Hmm.
It's getting close to that in America. But this is the biggest disturbing one. In Japan, there are more than 500,000 people under the age of 40 who have not left their home or mingled with a single solitary person in more than 6 months.
Really? How is that?
Japan has a huge incidence of suicide because of this.
Well, I know the
Well,
suicide
because
rate is
they
high,
work
but
remotely, a lot of them in technical fields and work
Yeah.
remote. So yeah, doing.
Well, they also have a work ethic that's about 60 hours a week. I mean, mine's like that too, but I have a mix of different things throughout my day.
Yeah. Did you notice I changed my hair for you?
Yeah. Please keep doing that. We'll make another video.
So yes,
That's hilarious.
here's the most bizarre thing in the world. So David Lofi is going to do a sizzle reel on the best of our videos, and he devotes an entire freaking video to my changing hairstyle.
I just saw it. I was like going through these videos really fast. Like, what? That's crazy. So Catherine Miller says, I've had my Girl Scouts work at the Friendship House, which is a local special place. I think I've heard of that, in a low income area. And we get donations to give them a Christmas they would have not otherwise get. That's very cool.
Thank you for doing that, Catherine. And you know what? I used this example before. I had 2 young girls who worked with me who were really struggling with depression. And I suggested that they go over to South Africa, or they actually landed up in Zimbabwe and volunteer at an orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a life-changing experience. So I think one of the strategies, we're going to discuss a few strategies tonight to combat loneliness, but one of the strategies is to stop thinking so much about yourself and what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
And rather, this is what David did, is to rather than think outside of yourself, how many people need help, and they really, really do. And
Yeah.
if you can be of service to others, it is amazing what that does for you. I always say that I've traveled to really poor places in Africa, and the one thing you don't see, there's poverty, but there's no depression because people are helping one another.
Mhm.
They're so busy thinking about what they can do in a spirit of community that they're not sitting there thinking, oh, poor me.
Right.
And honestly, self-pity is a huge problem. And I'm not saying that there are some people who have a good reason for being lonely, but in some cases it is about self-pity, right? So
It is. Yeah,
so
sorry.
something interesting. Did you know that there was a study done at UCLA where they discovered that social isolation, specifically the lack of touch, right? You know, and I've studied haptics, which is the science of touch.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of touch leads to and triggers cellular changes in your body, actually changes you, and it results in chronic inflammation, causes drops in the immune system, causes us to be more sick, and leads to serious conditions such as heart disease, stroke, metastatic cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. It increases the odds of that dramatically. So that is kind of scary to think that we're actually changing ourselves biologically when we isolate. And so it's very important for us as human beings, we're social creatures, to go out and socialize.
Right.
And on that note, you're on Talk with Shanti Niven and David Lofi. And if you want to make me smile, give me a heart.
Oh, are you doing
Yeah.
heart? Did you decide hearts? I never knew what you decided. You didn't say.
So give me a heart. If Daniel Lofi is here, give me lots of hearts. I miss Daniel.
Come on.
Where's Daniel? And then if you like Lofi,
So my brother, that's my brother Daniel. Oh, go ahead, finish.
give David a thumbs up. Yeah, of course, he's going to tell me to finish because now the girls are all going to give you a thumbs up. And if you like us both and you really can't choose, give a laughy face.
I wanted to tell a story about my brother. So my brother sends me this walker for my dad. It's like the stand-up one. I'm like, cool, yeah, I'll get it to him. Send it to me. It's in a little tiny box. And I'm like, what are there, like 1 million pieces in this thing? Come on. What do you think I got all day to be putting stuff together? What do you think I do? I think he's like, bring it to my sister's and her kids will put it together. I'm like, oh, okay. So I call my sister up and talking to her, and she's like, no, we won't.
Nobody's volunteering for that role.
Yeah, so now I got to put this thing together. I got to fit that in somewhere. I just been busy. I kind of been in and out of town and doing different stuff. So I'll get to it.
Right. You know what? Janelle says she's ready for the game. So
I
people
know.
actually joined for the game. Okay, so let me tell you first of all what this game is about. We'll carry on with, we'll tell you about the game first. So what David and I are going to do, we're going to test your, how good a sleuth you are or how good a lie detector you are, which is what I teach. I teach people how to interpret facial expressions.
Uh-huh.
Laura, our Italian Laura,
Yeah, she's sending it both half asleep hugs. She
we
stayed up.
love you.
We really need to do our European show.
Yeah, we do. We need to start that in the new year, right, David?
In the
Okay.
new.
So here's how the game's going to work. David and I are going to share, first him and then me, 3 factoids about ourselves. But one of the 3 factoids is going to be a lie. So we'll tell 2 truths and 1 lie.
I don't lie.
A, B, or C. And it could be random. It could be an A, it could be a B, it could be a C. David will produce 3 facts. I will produce 3 facts. One of our 3 will be a lie. And you guys are going to guess if it's A, B, or C that is the lie. That way you're going to learn a bit about us. We're going to run through that 3 times. So we actually have 9 facts apiece to share. So we have 3 chances for you to guess which one is the lie. Okay? So that's the contest tonight. That's the game tonight that we're going to be playing.
Yep.
Catherine Miller said something. David, do you want to read that?
Well, do you want me to summarize it or read it? Okay, so Catherine Miller says, I have been alone.
Wait a minute.
Maybe my choice. What?
You're so male. Oh my God. Should I summarize it? You don't want
I
to
feel
read.
it is I thought we were in the middle of the game, but okay, so I feel it is a healing process. I've been around so many people, but I just needed to be alone and able to become my center this year, to bring me back to be able to focus on what is important. And I think that's a very good point, actually, that that's what I want to just like kind of run through and kind of summarize to getting to the part of what's important and focusing on your own inner spirit, your own inner self is
Right.
a lot of that. Not being self-centered, but having a clean mental state where very important, you know, and going out and meeting other people can interact with that.
Right.
But that's what I
That
meant.
brings me to a little point that I want to make, and that is that, I'm probably not going to be very popular. I'm just going to say this. I think, well, today I did a little survey. I actually spoke to 2 young people who are on the Gen Z, right? Because one of the statistics that I read about is that the highest proportion, you'd think it was the elderly, right, that suffer from loneliness. But no, Gen Z reports the highest loneliness figures. And so I interviewed these 2 kids and I asked them, what did they think is the reason for that? And the one was that, well, when you're at school, there's a kind of a lot of social interaction. Now you leave school, now you've got to work, you have a lot of demands on you, and there's a lot of pressure and stress and not enough time was the one. The other one said something very interesting, said that we live in a world today which is very selfish and self-absorbed. And it's all about me, 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 me. And what are you going to do for me? And I thought, well, that was just such a great comment, because I happen to think that this is the blight of the world today. We live in a very narcissistic world because we have been told self-love, 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 self-love. And self-love's important, folks, but it can't stop at self-love. If it's all about you, I promise you're going to be a very unhappy person, because you'll always be thinking about what you don't have instead of thinking about what you do have, which is why I believe one of the biggest strategies for loneliness is gratitude, just to be grateful. What are you smiling at, Loaf?
Reading these messages, sorry. And I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
What was that? No, actually, I'm in the same boat as you on this, that a lot of it is not, everybody wants to say that it's the internet or whatever else or these other things. And I mean, maybe it can attributed to a lot of that. I think I did a talk on that.
It does.
It attributes a lot to that, but there's other factors too. And it's about, you know, when you're not giving back too, you know, you have to give back. You know, open your
So
heart.
in my book, let me give a book plug. In my book, What Are You Saying? I actually say that the biggest, because the book is about speaking with confidence, right?
Mhm.
And by the way, thank you, Catherine. We think you're amazing. She said, you two, Shantina and David Lofi are amazing. So in the book, I talk about the fact that the fear of public speaking and the single biggest contributing factor people have there's hypothesized about what it is. And I really believe, because I've helped people with social anxiety disorder get over it and get up on a stage and speak. And I think the biggest contributing factor is our fear of judgment and our fear of exclusion. As
Yeah.
human beings, we are social creatures. We're pack animals, actually. And the only time for example, a pack of wolves, that one wolf will be singled out and all the other wolves will be looking at it. And that is when that wolf is about to be killed, right? And our brains tell us that when we're standing in front of an audience, for example, everybody's looking at us, they're about to kill us, right? That's so the brain immediately goes into, oh. But I always say the cure to fear is to get over yourself, to stop thinking so much about yourself and to focus on your audience and what it is that you have to give them, because you do have something important to give. And I would venture to say that the same goes in terms of being lonely. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm so lonely, think about people who need your help, who need you, the gifts that you have, right?
And we all have gifts.
We do. Lofi is particularly gifted.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean
All
to.
right, let's go on, Dave. You're just come on.
David Lofi. Okay, well, sorry. I thought David Lofi. What are you saying? Okay, Kelly Lewis says most internet use. Okay, that was, now I want to mention at this point the reason why we started Talk, because social media has actually destroyed social interaction, but I think Talk is doing the opposite. Because
In some regard, I mean, what our goal is and what they're doing. Go ahead.
no.
No.
I said nothing.
I'm sorry. I believe too that social media has done one aspect of it, and Talk is going. I know, right? We're trying to open people up. That is our goal. That's part of our mission, that we allow people to go out and communicate and not block. Social media has taught us that we can just shut people off, block them, stonewall them.
Stonewall, right?
Not good.
It is not good. And that is the thing. We really want to encourage you to talk it out. There are going to be people in this world that are going to be mean and kind and pleasant. And you know what? There's no defense against love. I've proven this time and time again. Just look at how offensive David Lofi was.
When
I first met you, you were really offensive.
it was?
I'm joking. I was actually talking about David Day.
Maybe.
All right, I think you have a slideshow, and then we're going to get to the game, folks. If you're if you are here for the game, we're going to be playing the game soon, and we're going to see how good your decoding skills are.
Okay.
See who's the better liar, David or Shanti.
You want to see my slideshow?
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
You have one? Okay.
No, I don't have one.
All right. So this is just kind of just some memes that were
Single and lonely.
So yep, single and lonely during the holidays. And this was kind of just to bring it up to like let people kind of know, hey, you can make fun of this stuff and be all right. So I can't wait for my day off, me and my day off.
Oh, that is so sad.
Isn't it? Whenever I start to get lonely, I just stop being lonely and start being awesome.
See, now that's a good attitude, right?
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 Awesome, right? I is waiting for the fun to come back. That's usually my dogs.
Okay, so the clue for this is don't wait. Go out and make it fun. Go and create fun.
Do it. Someone called me and left a voicemail telling me they loved me. It was the wrong number, but I saved it and listened to it when I feel lonely.
Oh,
It's Grumpy Cat.
I love Grumpy Cat. Do you know that Grumpy Cat died last year?
Not too long ago, actually. Wasn't it this year?
It was last year. This year.
Yeah, earlier this year, like a few months.
This year, sorry, I'm thinking already in 2020.
Going, where do I get another Grumpy Cat?
I know, right?
At first, I was feeling shitty about being alone at Thanksgiving, but then I remembered alcohol existed. Thank you, alcohol.
Did you know there's no problem that alcohol can't make worse.
Yeah, probably. When I'm lonely, I turn off the lights and watch a horror movie. After a while, I don't feel alone anymore.
Isn't that true?
Watch
Oh my God, that is so good because it's true. When you watch a horror movie, suddenly you get the sensation that there's somebody in the room with you, especially under the
Right.
bed.
Following you.
Yeah.
Oh man, the horror movies.
Oh,
I wonder.
I do not watch horror movies, by the way. My life has been a
You know
horror
who
movie.
this is?
Sometimes I wonder if she dreams about me.
Yeah,
Oh my God, isn't that Freddie?
Freddy Krueger. Yeah,
See,
Krueger.
I even know that. I don't watch horror movies, but I know that that's Freddie.
Nightmare on Elm Street
I was going to answer, is that your ex?
in the back there. Yeah. Let's see. Now you may be okay. So I told the girl to text me when she got home. She must be homeless. And just because we're talking about the holidays, I had to drop one in for Valentine's Day just to make it special. If you're sad about being alone on Valentine's Day, just remember nobody loves you on the other days of the year.
Either. Oh, that's sobering. Oh, that's nice. Way to go to make someone feel better, David.
That's bringing some joy to the world here.
Thank you. Bring some joy. All right. Okay, Janelle, this is just for you and Catherine and Manny and Laura and everybody else who's joined us for tonight's talk show.
Well, first, you're on Talk with David Lofi and Shanti Niven. Like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. Also, invite people to the show. Invite people to Talk. We have 3 Talks now. We have Talk Parenting. We have Talk Uncensored. And those are kind of moving along too. Talk Parenting is going very well. I read stuff.
Jessica Lynn is doing an awesome job there.
Yeah.
People, we had 100 people join and we've just been open a week.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's just incredible. And I just love the fact that parents can now talk about parenting and raising kids. God knows it's one of the most difficult jobs we'll ever do in our lives, right? Is to raise healthy adults. I managed to raise 3 to adulthood without any of them dying. It's amazing.
Right. Another thing about what I wanted to say about Talk Parenting or Talk Uncensored is that you have to be a member of Talk in order to be a member of those two.
Catherine Miller says, David, you are too funny. What about me? I'm not funny. No, you're funny. He is funny. He's funny. He's funny peculiar. I'm funny. Ha ha. All right. He's so competitive. All right. And now, Brian, I've got to repeat what Brian said because Brian Leggett says Talk is doing the opposite by connecting people online and at social events. So what we're doing is we're encouraging compassionate, connected communication. So we're encouraging people to learn about one another. That's our goal with Talk. It's not just a superficial, here is my fake life. We want people to share their pain, and then we're encouraging people to support one another, and they are. And, we have amazing testimonials from what has been happening on the group and people who've said that it's quite literally changed their lives. And then we're encouraging our members around the world to get together for social events, get together for meet and greets. Yeah. And I would encourage you, just based on what we were talking about earlier, the importance of touch. I don't mean touch, and I mean giving hugs, and just that kind of connection is so healthy. And
getting out.
And Tanya Griggs, one of our moderators, apparently is the best hugger in the world. I am relying on a big Tanya hug very soon.
I don't see that in here.
Kelly says you're hysterical. She says you're hysterical, but he's funny. Wait a minute, am I hysterical? Like kind of hysterical?
Yeah, you're hysterical.
I'm hysterical? What do you mean?
Catherine Miller says you are amazing, meaning you, Shanti. You are amazing, and I just suck, I guess. I don't know.
Oh no!
I'm gonna play this down. I'm gonna cry. Can we play this game now?
Okay, let's play the game. All right, can we play the game? All right, does everybody remember? It's 2 truths and a lie. So what's going to happen is the loaf is going to share 3 facts. I don't suppose you could call them facts if one of them's a lie, right? Well, 3 snippets of information. One of these 3 snippets, A, B, or C, is a lie. And David, you've got to mix it up. It can't all be A or all be B or all be C, right? You're going to mix it up, randomize it, right? You're going to share 3 A, B, C, and then everybody's going to vote for which one they think is a lie.
Oh.
All right, based on change of facial expressions or whatever it is. See if you can read him. Okay, let's begin. A.
Me or you?
You.
Oh, my first 3? Okay. Let's see. I'm scuba diver certified.
That's A. Scuba diver certified.
I have 3 dogs and 2 cats.
He has 3 dogs and 2 cats. Right, that's B.
C is I have owned 6 cars at one time in my lifetime at the same time.
Okay, so your scuba diver certified is A. B is he has 3 dogs and 2 cats. And C,
I have owned 6 cars.
he owned 6 cars at the same time. He had 6 cars all at once. For what reason, we do not know. He just felt like it, I guess. He was collecting cars. All right, so A, B, or C. Folks, get your votes in quick, quick, quick. What do you think? Which one of those, A, B, or C, is a lie on David Lofi's side? But now what you need to do is you need to say D, so we know it's David, because otherwise we're going to get it mixed up with mine.
Okay.
Or say David B, David A, David C. Whatever it is that you think is a lie.
Do you want me to get? Oh, we got one.
Ooh,
That's
Jill
cool.
Best says B. Jessica Lynn says B. Oh, something's going on here. So they're saying B. Come on. Kathy Schaefer says B. So people seem to be voting for B. But now look, don't look at what the others are voting for. What do you think? Do you think he's scuba diving certified? Do you think he's got 3 dogs and 2 cats? Or do you think, David, you've got to be careful, because if people have actually been to your home or know you, they're going to know that one of these.
Well, okay, you can't play been to my home. B, 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 B. Everybody.
So, Janelle, all these B's, you know why? Because everybody knows that you do not have cats.
I might.
How about not being so freaking obvious? Okay, let me try.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, everybody ready for Shanti? See if you can figure mine out. A, nearly drowned in a monkey cage. Okay, so I was in the monkey cage, like a shark cage, but a cage that they catch monkeys in. And I was lowered into a dam by my brother and the chain snapped. I nearly drowned. That's A. B, I was privileged enough to scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef. Many of you may not know this, but my brother lives in Australia. That was quite an experience. Number 3, I have actually literally eaten crocodile meat. I have eaten crocodile meat. So A, nearly drowned in a monkey cage. B, scuba dived the Great Barrier Reef. And C, I have eaten crocodile. It was not alive. A, B, or C, folks? All right, let's see what the vote is. David, what do you think? Well, no, don't, because you know me too well. Stop. And Dan, if you're listening, you're not allowed to vote either. Boyfriends are excluded. Jill Bess says A. She doesn't think I drowned in a monkey cage. David, are you still there? Your sound's gone.
Sorry, I turned my volume off so it wouldn't be. Brian here was talking. I was wondering, like, Brian says we know he is certifiable. I've been certified. So mine was B. Well, everybody answers mine was B. I don't have 3 dogs.
Yeah.
In fact, I only have 2 dogs.
He only has 2 dogs, right?
And both of them are a menace.
Both of them take after their owner. All right. So did I nearly drown? A, in a monkey cage? A. Did I scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef? B. Or C, eat crocodile? Kathy Schaefer says A. Jill Bess says A. Kelly Lewis says C. Come on, we need more votes. Come on, Brian. John, Catherine.
Yeah, Brian, you can't just comment on me being certifiable. You have to.
You gotta vote for what you think.
You gotta vote.
Let's get a few more votes. All right, come on, we gotta get some votes. Oh, Laura says she doesn't think I scuba dived the Great Barrier Reef. She says B. You know these Italians.
Did you?
I Would you play poker with me, David?
Yes.
Because you would
Did
fleece.
anybody else see the signal?
What's the signal? What's the giveaway? You're a poker player. What's the giveaway?
What's the giveaway?
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes flicker like crazy when you lie. You got a promo.
Am I a bad liar?
Yeah, you're a bad liar.
You're on Talk with Shanti Niven and David Lofi. We're both lying tonight, at least once or twice. I've just told one lie out of 3 facts. I've told one lie, and you're going to be voting for A, B, or C. Did I nearly drown in a monkey cage?
Yes.
Did I scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef, or did I eat a crocodile? Not the whole thing, by the way. Part of it.
So
All right, so they voted. Okay, now, David, I'm going to ask you, because since you're so good at depicting.
the Great Reef, you ate crocodile and you did drown in a monkey
Okay,
cage.
so which one is the lie?
B.
Okay, I did not scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef. It's on my bucket list.
And I saw that through, well, never mind how I know. I can tell people how I know, but it's not because I know you. I did not know that answer. It could have been crocodile. I did know about the monkey cage, but I don't know the rest, only because of the
You
stories.
didn't know about the crocodile. You didn't know I'd eaten crocodile. I haven't. It's delicious, by the way.
I haven't.
Yeah, well, it's delicious. Oh, by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, for heaven's sake. Don't, and click the like button. Subscribe. And if you are part of Talk and watching the show, and we know you're watching because we can see how many views we get. Go and like our YouTube channel. Support us, for heaven's sake. Otherwise, we won't like you. All right. Thank you so much for playing part of game 1. And now we're going to do game 2. David's going to give us 3 more.
Game 2. Should I go for the, let's go for the easier one. Okay.
Yeah, and don't be so obvious, David, really.
Was I obvious?
Well, anyone who's been to your house would know you don't have 3 dogs and 2 cats. Come on. And half of America has been to your house. Okay, I'm exaggerating slightly. That was a lie.
Like very few people have been to my house. I'm pretty.
Okay.
I'll go out and meet people, but So, anyways, I've owned 15 businesses in my lifetime.
15.
15. Do you believe that? I have been married twice.
Gee.
I have 40 certificates and licenses.
Okay, I say nothing because I know the lie here.
So A, I've owned 15 businesses in my lifetime. B, I've been married twice. C, I have 40 certificates and licenses. I guess then diplomas too.
Okay, I didn't say you could do one truth, one exaggeration, and a lie.
Huh?
Okay, which one's the lie? A, B, or C, folks? Come on, vote. Vote, 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 vote. We need to see your votes. And Ellie, you got to do your work and get them up. Jill says B.
That's B.
B, what was that one?
B was I've been married twice.
Okay, and A was,
I mean, I've what was
that?
A was I've owned 15 businesses in my lifetime.
Owned 15 businesses, married twice, and 40 certificates and licenses. Okay, so A, B, and C. Kathy says B. They don't know about your first wife. You just not shared that.
I guess not.
Huh.
I thought everybody knew.
Lynn says B too. You must have a tell as well. Girls, tell me, is there something that he's doing with his face? Maybe it's when he thinks about his second wife. He narrows his eyes like this. It's like the Cowboys who play poker.
You think I can tell, huh?
Laura says B for David. She says B. Okay, everybody, you see, you are obviously a very bad liar.
I guess so. I think they just know too much about me.
I think that's the problem. You've been too much of an open book. No
Everybody
mystery.
knows I've never been married.
You need some mystery, David.
Oh, obviously I'm married. I was married.
He was
Well,
married once.
oh, married. I was
Brian also said B. Okay, everybody unanimously voted for B. And sure enough, you're all right. David lied on B, and somehow he's giving it away. Mr. Poker Player, right? You're not very good at this, are you?
I think it's I think the others just maybe seem likely for me. I did.
Okay, so I've got
Your
3.
turn. Mhm.
I've got 3. Are you ready, girls and boys? All right. So A, I won the annual library awards for poetry. I can't remember the year, but I did win the annual library awards for poetry worldwide out of hundreds of thousands of entrants. 2, I went on a hot air balloon safari. By the way, was kissed 1,000 feet off the ground. 3, as a teenager, I could skateboard like a champ. One of those skateboard parks and doing ramps and all that kind of stuff. Like you see those gangster thug kind of people doing, I could skateboard like that, right? As a teenager. That's C. So A, won the annual library awards for poetry. B, hot air balloon safari. C, as a teenager, I could skateboard. Which one do you think it is? And I made a deliberate attempt not to blink or make any giveaways. So let's see if you guys can figure out whether I did an A, B, or C. A, winning this award for poetry. And yes, I do write poetry. Hot air balloon safari is B, and C, teenage skating. Okay, so Catherine says, I did not go on a hot air balloon safari. She thinks that's a lie. Or was it maybe the kiss 1,000 feet off the ground?
Oh, B. We got a C.
Jill Beth says a C, that I didn't skateboard as a teen. Nobody believed that I did dirt bike racing either. They don't think I was a tomboy because I'm so feminine.
Well, you're in South Africa. They didn't have skateboards, did they?
You know, we did pretty much have everything, believe it or not. It's pretty civilized there.
Isn't it? Did you have like rhinos in your backyard? And
I told you I had a pet rhino and his name was Horny. And he was perpetually horny, by the way. Okay.
Right.
So did I win the annual library awards for poetry? Did I go on a hot air balloon safari? Or did I, as a teen? Norma Budd says C. Laura says C. Nobody believes I skateboarded. Brian Liggett says C.
And?
So you want to know the truth?
Yes.
You want to know the lie? Guess what, folks? I did skateboard as a teen, went to skateboard parks, could skateboard amongst the best of them. I did go on a hot air balloon safari, so none of you got it right, because I did not win the annual awards, the annual library awards. I came second.
You're close though.
Well, that's why I was doing a little bit of a kind of a tweak. And David,
Yep, and it is Talk Talk. We are on Talk Talk with David Lofi and Shanti Niven. Thursday night, 6 o'clock. We have a YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share. Come invite your friends to the group. We'd love to have more friends in the group. It gets more people to talk about different things. So you're always welcome.
listen, we need to hit our goal. We have 20 more members to go before we hit 3,000 of our. That's our goal for this year. Come and help us. Invite people. Go out and do a join or else campaign.
Join or else.
And give me a heart if you like me, a little heart, and give David a thumbs up if you like him, or a smiley face if you like us both.
Are we going to be competitive tonight on this?
You know what? For a long time, you've been all soppy and sappy and telling people to vote for the lady. And I think that's very sweet, David, because that then is a psychological trick, because then you know perfectly well that people are going to give you a like because they think you're so sweet.
No, that's not it. They give you hearts. You should see the hearts you get.
Yeah, right.
That's not the psychological trick, although it is a psychological.
You are a sneaky so-and-so. All right, now David's turn.
Shanti Niven fooled us.
I did.
She even got me because, well, the first one I kind of went, I've never heard that one, but
Well, you know why you've never heard it?
the second one I do.
I don't boast. I've got a lot of these kind of things, but I don't boast normally.
I knew the second one. I've heard that story.
You've heard this story, yeah. So, you know, my second husband knew how to pull on the charm. All right.
Well, it was
So now David's 3 facts. Come on, let's give us your round 2. Round 3,
round
sorry.
3. Okay, I have a master's degree. A. Yep, we got 10 minutes. I used to run large sums of drugs. I love surfing.
Those 3. A, he has a master's degree. B, he used to run drugs. And C, he loves surfing. The web or the sea?
I love this. Good job, David Lofi. You have a great co-host. All right, Brian.
Well, you know what? I don't know who he's insulted here because
That's a good one. So,
I love you, Brian.
So
Jill
they don't-
thinks she doesn't think David likes surfing. And you didn't tell me whether it's the web or the ocean. Come on, get your votes in quickly because we've got 10 minutes left.
That's a very good point. Is it the-
Okay. I know the answer to this, so I'm going to shut up.
Okay, now there we go. Norma Budd. She says B. Do we need to go over them? I have a master's degree. I used to run large sums of drugs, or I love surfing. Which one is it? A. Catherine says A. I don't have a master's degree. Jonelle says B. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe if I was running drugs. Right?
Okay. All right. I can't give it away because I know it. I know the answer to this.
B. Yep.
Let's see. The average, we got C, A, B, B. Most people have voted for B. So give it away. What is it? What was it?
C.
C. You don't love surfing.
I don't surf. Well, I surf the web.
There we go. See, he tried my little trick where he tried a partial truth. And he fooled us all. Jessica Lynn said B.
Yeah.
Okay, so the majority vote. Can you believe that the truth that it was true that David used to run drugs?
I was a kid. That probably makes it
Okay.
worse.
Well, you know what? He had a wayward youth, folks. But
I
he
had
is
a wayward
informed.
youth. I have
He's
a very
informed.
interesting youth. Yeah.
All right. So now, on that note, let me give you my last 3. My last 3, my
I
A.
like phonetic.
Are you listening, David? Because you probably
Yeah.
know this one.
Mm-hmm.
A. I broke into a jail, into a prison, actually, to be precise. B.
Look at me when you see these.
I broke into a prison, burrowed under the fence. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
B. I once dyed my hair green, but not on purpose. C. I once killed a snake. Mhm.
So A, you broke into a prison. B, you dyed your hair green.
But not on
C,
purpose.
you killed a snake.
I killed a snake with my bare hands, I might add.
Mitchell Chambers says, but you were the medic. Yes, I was the medic.
But you just said
Before I was 18, I had a record, sealed record before I joined the military.
right. If they'd known he'd run drugs, yeah, he would have had a problem. But you know what? That was
Probably. Well, it's the other stuff, actually, the stuff I got cut.
Kathy Schaefer says A.
A, that's a
Not
good
break
one.
into a prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are thinking, why on earth would she do that? That makes no sense whatsoever. And I am known as everybody's favorite prude, right? I'm an absolute angel. I have never done anything wrong in my whole entire life.
That is what the word is, that you are the prude. Never done anything. Sat.
Kathy Miller said I didn't dye my hair green.
Yep.
And everybody thinks, well, she lived in Africa. She had to have killed the snake. Janelle says A. I didn't break into a prison. Joel Bess says B.
Are there snakes in Africa?
Norma Butt says C. There are plenty of snakes. We have a thing called a wrinkles, which is a cobra. And it can spit like up to 30 feet. Spit in your eye and you go blind. Very dangerous snakes.
Laura.
Laura
Right.
says B. Janelle
Says-
says A.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to give you your last few votes because we're running out of time. Can you believe it? We have 4 minutes left of the show. This is crazy.
Crazy.
Right, Brian Lickett
It's
says,
a
not
mess.
going with B, green hair. Nobody can imagine me with green hair.
And the answer is?
I did not kill a snake. I have not ever knowingly killed anything in my entire life. I haven't.
I
I can't kill even ants. I have a problem with spiders and what have you. So I once did inadvertently
usually
dye my hair green. My
Uh-huh.
hair was blonde, and I'd gone swimming in a swimming pool. And you know when you go into a pool and your hair goes a certain tingy whatever, and I tried to fix it with one of those pharmacy bought hair dyes, and my hair went bright green. A chemical reaction. I don't know what happened. I was the laughing stock of the neighborhood. And yes, as a kid, everyone knows this part of my story. My brother and myself burrowed under the prison wall. We actually created a tunnel and broke into a prison. Why? I do not know. I think it's just because we could. Once we got into the prison, we didn't know what to do, so we went back. It was very uneventful and it wasn't really very exciting, but we did it. We accomplished this thing. So there we go.
Kath Henry says, except that the thing with your not brother-in-law in the home improvement store.
What is she saying?
I don't know, except that.
No, she's talking about when I'll have to tell that story on a show. So, Kath, don't give it away. I'm going to have to tell the story about one of my most embarrassing experiences in the home improvement store.
Oh,
Brian says that's twice she's punked us. Why do we believe her? It's in the eyes, right?
Right.
What the funny thing
Yeah,
is,
the fact that you do add a little bit of. Oh, I won't give
you
it.
don't know. Well, the truth is, actually, I am known to be the world's worst liar. My daughter said, Mom, don't ever consider becoming a career criminal. And so tonight I deliberately chose things that could be true.
Mhm.
And I deliberately avoided the tells because David has become extremely good at figuring out if I'm trying to conceal something because he's a poker player. He is.
That's right. Sorry.
Look what Janelle says. She says Shanti has a good poker face. See?
Let's play some poker.
Okay, you got a deal.
Let's see.
Don't complain when I fleece you of your money.
All right. Let's see it. Maybe we can
All right,
have a talk poker game.
Okay, we didn't really help people too much with loneliness. So the only thing I'm going to leave you with on the show is when it comes to being lonely, just as I've always said, if you want to have friends, be a friend. If you want to be loved, be loving. If you want to stop being lonely, go out and offer people companionship. Be a companion. And if there is a situation where you can't go out because there are people who are stuck, let us know on Talk Talk, because our whole role in life and our goal is to help people and to bring about connection and to help people in this particular area. We love you all. Thank you so much for your support. David and I really do appreciate you all very, very much.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And join us next week.
Yeah.
What are we talking about next week? Kids.
Oh my. No, we're talking about resolutions next week.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about kids the week afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about New Year's resolutions, all the resolutions you make and don't keep.
But it is on January 2nd. So we're going to provide some tips on what you could do to keep up with those resolutions. So we've already got some research on that.
Henry
Yeah,
said,
Henry says yeah, go ahead.
you said you've never done anything wrong. I didn't say that. I've done lots of things wrong. My entire childhood was, I'm just, what I said is that everybody thinks I've done nothing wrong because I look so innocent.
That's it. You've never done anything.
Oh my gosh.
My childhood too. I did some things once or twice.
I was expelled from the school I was at, boarding school. I mean, I did a lot of things wrong. I just turned into an innocent angel.
Interesting. I was expelled too. They sent me to a school.
See, David Lofi and myself, we're twinsies.
But a couple schools, I mean, I had to go to.
Yeah. Those kind of schools, you know, reform schools.
No uniform school, man.
Reform school. We call them reform.
I went to public school. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. All right, listen, we've hit the end of a show. We've been having so much fun. It's just flying past. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We really do appreciate your support. Keep on supporting us. Tell your friends about it. We'll be meeting you next week and talking about New Year's resolutions and how you can actually keep the damn things, right? How you can make a resolution and keep it. Right, David?
That's right.
Hit the gym for the first 2 weeks in January and then give it up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's terrible. You got to keep going.
Got to keep going. We're going to teach you how.
Don't. Yeah, I'm not saying anything.
Don't say anything.
It's not gonna say anything. Zip.
Zip-
Zippers.
Zippers. Zippers. And on that note, we're going to say,
All you do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk, talk.
and. Bye-bye.
Bam.